All right, so here we're going live. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here and welcome. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you guys. How's everybody today?
I don't know. Am I frozen? I was frozen, right?
You're
I
frozen
was
for a
frozen.
minute there. Yep.
Okay. Well,
You're
anyway,
coming
I'm
up.
glad to see you, Susan, and everybody here in the chat. So thank you
Yes.
for being here. Yeah.
Glad to be here. Glad to be
Mhm.
here. I hope you guys are all doing okay. I know it's tense and stressful time
Yes. Mhm.
for us.
Yeah.
And we have the least amount of reason to be tense or stressed, but it's
That's
just
right.
we're
Yeah.
stressed for our friends and our
Our
neighbors.
friends.
Um,
Absolutely. Because we are they. We're all one. Yeah. Yep.
exactly.
And the courage that they're showing over there is just amazing. It's just mind blowing, actually. And so I absolutely send out all love and light to all of Europe because I believe this man is a madman, and you know he must be dissipated. Let's put it that way. Yeah. But thank you all. And I know you all are sending out prayers and love to the Ukraine for sure and their people, wherever they might be. So, and their soldiers. So thank you so much. So, yes, I did post early in the chat to let you know that this is the next to the last week. Susan will be here with me next week. But we are hopefully going to have a few readings and then maybe do some laughs or have some fun or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but I heard that the new moon in Pisces is supposed to be absolutely wonderful,
Oh,
calming and
wonderful.
all that. So I said to Keith, I said, wouldn't it be nice if by the new moon this was gone? Because that's supposed to be happening after the new moon. And he said, the way things are going, you never know. You never know. So
You never
that would be
know.
that would be a nice thing. Very nice thing. So Linda G said what? The the beginning of the end? Yeah, I believe that. It is
Yeah.
the beginning of the end.
This
Yeah,
is the beginning of the end.
it is.
And,
Mhm.
and it's because all of us people have come together, right? I mean, it's not
Right.
only that Ukraine has these just amazing, courageous soldiers and citizens and their president, but it's also because the Russian people are protesting,
They
and
are.
all the European countries have come together, most of them, and the United States has come together. So I really feel like this has brought us all together as people.
Yeah,
And
it
that's an
has.
important thing to continue, right?
Absolutely.
We need to
Absolutely.
show these leaders that it's us. We're the ones with the
Mhm.
power.
That's right.
So,
And there's a guy named, well, it's an entity named Cryon that Keith follows, and he just got an email from him with a new update or whatever. And he said this had to happen to shine light on the dark areas. And so continue holding light, everybody. You're a light worker and you're bringing the awareness here and as well as in the world. And you think only you couldn't do it, but look at the Ukrainians. And after I think about some of our American and maybe not Canadian, maybe Canadian, I don't know, but I don't want to wear a mask. But you know what? That's nothing. It's so stupid when you think about it. These people have to pick up guns and they have to go and they have to defend their homeland. So I send them all my love and best wishes. Absolutely. So thank you. Oh, thank you for the donation. Oh, send Abbott to Russia. That's beautiful.
yeah, he could mess that country up in a
Manage their
in a
grid, and this mess would
split
be over in
second.
4 days.
Yeah,
Thank you, Marie.
yeah,
That's great. Oh,
yeah.
you're. What did he do? He did something else. Oh, the trans thing. The trans.
Oh
What the
yeah.
hell? I mean,
And the don't say gay. Now it's also
yeah.
don't
Don't say
you can't
gay.
say gay. It's like I don't know. But this is good. I mean, this is good.
I
It's
know.
almost like we're giving
Yeah.
them enough rope for people to see just how Looney Tunes they are.
Yeah.
And then the people have to stand up and say, look,
Stand
we
up.
don't want this. And we're
That's
not
right.
that backwards. We're not those people.
That's right. I mean, I can't even believe they're banning books either. The books
Yeah.
that we've all been reading for years and years and it's so
And
stupid.
and then you can't
Oh,
teach racism, you can't teach
right.
slavery, you can't. There's a
Right.
black history, there's a history teacher, he's like, what am I supposed to teach during Black History Month? right?
Right.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, look, we're not those people. This is a very small group of people that have very big voices,
Yeah.
and the
Yep.
rest of us will reach some kind of point where we say, no,
Enough.
this is
Yeah.
silly, and
Yeah.
we'll put an end to it. It's just, we got to get there.
We do. We got to get there. We just need a little bit more to have that paradigm shift tip over and let
Yes.
this all show up. But you can't just go in and invade a country. It's just the bananas. And they're saying they're thinking about making him go on trial for war crimes. And I'm like, thinking about it? They should be grabbing him and bringing him to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a silly thing to say. Well, I have some questions that we're going to do today from our board. And I did mention that in April, Gina Labrie will be joining me on Sundays at this time, and she is a medium and she talks to the other side. So I want you to know that we may take off a little bit of time in March, just take a Sunday breather, but she's going to come on. And I got some other things that I'm working on, and Susan's got tons of things she's working on, but we're going to find out about that later.
Yes.
And I'm excited to hear what it is. So I'm just going to wait and see. Yeah. So hello, Betty and Buffy and Ron, and I feel like Miss Jean on Romper Room. Cardamancy, Buffy, and Annette Turcotte and Pierrette and Elle, Betty Max, Sue. Gosh, everybody. Hi, Larica. Hi, everybody. It's so good, Juno. It's good to see you. Linda Thompson. Thank you for being here, Mary Thornberry. Thank you, Arlene. There's a lot of people. I can't get you all, Michelle, my Belle, Marie, but thank you all for being here. We love you. And, although we can't personally shout out to everybody, we really love you all and we appreciate you being here. So thank you.
And all the support, Allie and I were saying, I think we've done this for a year, every Sunday, basically for over a year or longer. And so we want to thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
For all of those.
This wouldn't be as successful as it is had you not come and joined us every Sunday morning. So we thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. Lovely. So this is from Patricia, who is Spirits Beyond the Stars. And she wonders if great-great-grandmother Warrington might have a message for her.
Let me just check in.
Yep.
We're going way out into the ether for this one, This is going to be a long distance phone call.
Absolutely. Yep.
Your great-great-grandmother. Would this be, I don't know. I don't think she's in the chat. I didn't see her, but the chat was kind of going by faster than I was. I don't know if this is on your father's side. No, on your mother's side. I don't know. If you're here, let me know. I think it's your mother's side.
I think so. I think it is her mother's side.
Do you think so? Okay, because I think that her father's side is here as well, but I think this is her mother's side. Okay. So I think our message to you would be, since you didn't know her, there's nothing that she could tell you. I don't think.
She's right here. So let's ask her. Is this your Patricia? Is this your grandmother Warrington? Is that your mother's mother? And did you know her?
This is her great-great-grandmother.
Yeah, I know. Some people have great-great-grandparents.
That's true. Yeah. I feel like it's on your mother's side. Is it on your mother's side, Patricia? But anyway, as I'm checking into this, I'm seeing, I don't know if you know any of this. Okay, I'm seeing now a horse, which would be a form of transportation. I feel like it's attached to some kind of buggy or carriage or something. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this is from when she was younger. And I'm also seeing medicines. I'm seeing some kind of medicines. I don't know if somebody was in the medical field, either as a pharmacist. Well, I mean, back then they probably weren't called pharmacist or a doctor, but I feel like some are, they used to sell those like potions, you know what I mean? Like Dr. Berg's Goodall, and it would cure this and cure that. And I feel like there's some kind of link to that. I don't know if you know any of this, Patricia. It's on your mother's side. Okay, good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
Yeah,
she had passed away. Okay.
mother's side. So you were right, Allie.
Okay.
So I feel like there's a tonic. Okay, so sorry, I'm so sorry. They're called tonics, not I'm called it a potion, and they said it's a tonic.
It's a
So I believe that's what they called it on the bottles. But when I was seeing, all I could think of was like a potion. But yeah, they took a front to that. So it's a tonic. But anyway, this is something that they did. She wants to tell you that somebody in your family is entrepreneurial. It could be not your family, like your immediate family. It could be like an uncle or a great uncle or somebody around you was entrepreneurial, had their own business, or maybe it failed, or maybe they had many businesses or something. So I don't know. You may not know that because it might be a family member that's in her era, but I don't think so. I feel like it's one rung down. So like your great grandmother, not your great great grandmother, also had businesses, because she's talking about we were thinkers, we were smart people, we weren't some of our family were toilers or workers, but some of us were we tried to sell things or be more entrepreneurial. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, so she sends her love to you. She's talking about the mother's line. You know, the strength of the mother of the mother of the mother. But that's what I get. What do you get, Allie?
Well, I am using my new I Ching cards. I love the I Ching, and the fact that they're in a card form and is really kind of fun, because usually you have to throw stones and things. And I got innocence, and I got sky above, thunder below. So
wow,
she's saying maintain your innocence, you know, maintain your connection to your child's side. You know, she probably watched you all the time when you were a little girl, and probably is watching you now and wants you to remember to do that. But sky above with thunder below means maybe there's some clouds, maybe there's a little bit of, or maybe you've gone through a bit of turbulence, let's say, and just give it some time, but stay innocent. Be that innocent person. That's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. We got Betty Max here. It's a two-parter. She's been seeing messages in her backyard. They come from a form of dried up grass that looks like straw. She's seen the 20 letters and the word Mary and Mom. I've seen a TY. Oh, thank you. Short for thank you. Sorry. Are these my guides and angels or just my imagination? Oh God, I definitely think it's a message.
Yeah, it's a message. It's not, you know, when we think it's our imagination, we dismiss it. And then what happens is they send you another message, and you may dismiss that, and then they send you another message. And so if you're paying attention to it, you've probably already dismissed other things, and this is finally starting to stick. So yes, absolutely. I think it's interesting because I'm not Catholic. I'm not even religious, but isn't Mother Mary? I mean, isn't it Mother Mary? And isn't she a mom? And so I know that Mother Mary is an ascended master, angelic, whatever you want to call it. But I just want to say that all of these energies, these religious icons, are free agents, which mean that they can come and help anybody, regardless of whether you're Catholic or not. And I know that from my own personal experience. But I feel like, you know, two is what does two mean again? It's not, why did I almost wanted to say it means change, but two is,
well, it's I'll look it up. I would like to say I remember all of these, but I don't.
I don't, but I feel like there's a divided, something about divided too.
Vision?
There's two of something. It feels like there's a division here.
Togetherness, partnerships, relationships, and harmony, but it also can signify duality and polarity.
Duality and polarity. That's the part I'm picking up, is not two as in partnership. I'm picking
Right.
up that there's a bit of a split. Is there a split perhaps happening, even if it's very subtle, in your family or in your work life or somewhere in your life? Because I really feel like that's what I'm picking up here. And Mother Mary, you know, is just a beautiful energy, a beautiful, loving energy, a healing. I feel like a healing. I feel
Definitely.
like she's here to
Kim
do
is
a
very
healing
connected. Kim Copeland is very connected to the Mother
to
Mary
Mother
energy.
Mary.
And she's not a religious person. So yeah,
Nope.
you're right. You don't have to be Catholic or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's wonderful. But yeah, I would say the same. I mean, I would say that's the most beautiful thing to find that in the grass. Oh my God. Use discernment. You know what you're seeing. So whatever you see, look at this. She's in the grass. She says, use discernment. You know that it's messages. Yeah, you know it's messages, Betty. Yeah. Wow. That's
I
really
would say keep looking for the messages. I think it's great that you said thank you, because that acknowledges that you're getting the message. So if you think about it, they thrown you a ball, you caught it because you were open. Can't catch a ball like this. So you caught the ball, you said thank you, throw it back to them, and then remain open for more messages.
And you know, if you think about it, Spirit sends us, well, Spirit and maybe aliens, I don't know, send us messages in the grass when they do the crop circles and all the, you know, and so, and if you're open to it, you'll see it. It reminds me of, you know, if you build it, they will come. So you're out back looking at the grass and there it is. Wow.
That's and amazing. She says she does relate to Mother Mary.
Oh,
I
good.
think Mother Mary's here to tell you about a healing that's coming, honestly, or perhaps you're in the middle of or something between somebody else, I think.
Yeah. Use discernment. That's great. I'm going to show this. I usually don't take anything from the chat, but Larica lives in Sweden. And she says, should we in Europe close to Russia be concerned about nuclear weapons? Because he did mention that today. So
I can't, you know, if I can, if I have been tuned into that, you guys, I really have. Look, I can't really put it out of, and not nuclear weapons, but nuclear fallout towards you. Let me just ask, Sweden, you're from Sweden, right? She's from Sweden?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she lives in Sweden. Yeah.
No. So when I ask, I hear for Sweden, no.
Okay.
Now, Europe, Europe, I think there's a strong possibility that either Chernobyl or some sort of nuclear thing will happen that will cause some issues around Ukraine that could potentially cause issues for another country. I don't see Ukraine being devastated, but look, this man is in a corner now, literally.
Yes.
The newest sanctions will really cause major problems for Russia on Monday morning. The Russian citizens are not going to be able to really.
They can't use their ATM cards anymore. One of the reporters that's in Moscow, staying at a hotel, was asked to please pay his bill because they won't be able to take the money later. So
to pay it in advance,
right? In advance, yes.
And they're starting to attack the oligarchs. So they're actually so this man is and look, it's not going well. The war is not going well for him. It's something that I think is brilliant that Ukraine is doing, but they're doing so many things that are brilliant, but they're capturing all these young men. I want to call them boys, but they're 20.
They are like 19. Yeah.
They've got half of them, most of them didn't even know that they were coming to Ukraine for war. And then some of them were threatened to be killed or come to Ukraine. And so anyway, the thing that I think is brilliant is Ukraine is giving these young men a cell phone and having them call their parents on video and explain to their parents that they're in Ukraine and that the army sent, and you can hear the whole conversation because it's on speaker.
Sure. Yeah.
And look, what they're doing is weaponizing all these parents in Russia, right? Sure. So anyway, Putin is cornered. It doesn't look good for him, and he will do something. Perhaps we will shoot it down, or somebody will shoot some kind of missile down before it strikes. but it wouldn't take much for him to disrupt the Chernobyl site, since they have.
He's already done it. Yeah, they're
they've
saying
got
it's
it.
already leaking. They've got the people there, because I didn't know at the time, of course, Chernobyl was in Russia. So I never knew it changed over
Yeah,
to
in Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yeah. Oh, we've
But
all learned a lot, haven't we? And so
we
that
sure have.
cloud is not going to respect borders, right? So I
No,
do
not at
see
all.
there, and look, the last thing I would just say is this: is that all of this stuff is going to end up bringing everybody closer together, and I mean the people, and it's going to make our leaders respect each other more, and it's really going to put these despots kind of on ice and sort of alienate them even further than they are. And it's going to teach China to mind its P's and Q's, because China was for Russia, and they were just waiting to see how this was going to go down. And when it looked like Russia was going to lose, they were like, "Oh, we don't
not going to talk about it. Yeah, going to veto it."
So this is all illuminating what. Again, they always ask, "What do humans want?" Spirit always says, "What will humans do?" So it's up to us. We have to continue this. Okay, we have to keep reaching out to people. We have to keep holding our elected officials accountable.
Yeah, absolutely, and sending light and loving peace to those that are living in there, including those of you in Europe. Honestly,
in Russia, and those poor people in Russia, they
didn't have anything to do with it.
They didn't vote this dude in. They're going to be out of food and out of. It's just going to be terrible. So
it is,
then that's going to create a big pressure on the rest of Europe, I feel like. So anyway, thank you, Ron. I'm glad you agree with us. Yes. And the guys said last week that these soldiers weren't battle ready, that their heart wasn't in it. The guys have already been saying this.
Yep. And I know there's been rallies everywhere. Thank you, DK Canada.
I would like to see more in the United States. I would like to see peace rallies. I would like to see peace rallies. Just everybody and all races coming together, because that's really what we need to do next.
We do. Yep. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. I know there's a lot of people talking on different channels about this as well. There seems to be a lot of agreement, and it's just, we just have to, sort of bide our time and hope that all these things will reveal themselves. And so, but I send love to everybody. Yep. Take care of you and each other. Yep. So this is Buffy. I hope this person got their overnight envelope, but maybe they didn't still. It went missing after being scanned as leaving one post office local to him. Normally, it would take a short drive to the next post office before being delivered. Is it lost or stolen? If you know. Yeah.
They're telling me it's going to be found. Whether it's lost or stolen, it's going to be found. But I do see a delay in that. But I do hear that it's going to be found.
Okay. I'm still waiting for something from, I think it was June 2020. I haven't gotten it yet. So I would.
Yeah, that's the question, is when, right? That's the question.
It was the time when Louis DeJoy butt his head in and everything ended. Remember, everything was left in post offices and there were animals dying and all that other. It was then.
Oh,
it wasn't
I forgot about that. God, we've been through so much.
Oh, we have. It's ridiculous.
Oh, God, we've been through so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Let's get to the next question then. Thank you, Buffy. I hope your friend gets the package. All right. Keith, can you please shut the door? Sorry, everybody.
I don't know what is going on. I went out to walk the dog yesterday and there was a box in the middle of my street. So I walked over to it and it had an address on it and it was still, the shipping tape was still on it. And the address was about 5 miles from my house. So I drove it over there this morning and put it on their porch. I don't know how it's nice. My street,
Always nice of you. Did you heard about the lady though that was driving like a Federal Express truck and she backed it up and dumped all the stuff down because she didn't want to give it to, somewhere in the middle of the crazy.
I don't know. I guess it could have fallen off of a truck when they were picking something else. I don't know, but yeah. Nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Rosemary, we've got it's a two-parter here. When she was a child, her parents left the bedroom door open, and I used to see gray-looking beings walking up the hall. I felt frightened. I don't remember if they did anything. They were tall, but I could not make out any real discerning features as it was dark, although there was a night light in my room. Were they aliens? And if so, what did they want and who were they?
Yeah, they're aliens.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Yes.
One.
They're definitely aliens. This is such a touchy topic for people personally, but also as a group, because aliens, I mean, you know, people either don't believe in them or do believe in them, or
crazy.
It's an upsetting topic, or they love it. It's polarizing. Yeah. Actually, that's what it is. Aliens are polarizing. You either have one kind of way feeling about it. But in my experience, personally, I've had experiences like this, and I didn't have a good experience with them. You do say that you felt frightened. So there's a reason that you felt frightened. It you know, whatever happened to you with them was not probably of your, you didn't agree to it. And it was scary. So whether it was
she believes in them. She says she does believe in them. So
what I would tell you to do, and I'll say this to anybody, okay? So when you've had a recovered memory, and I don't know when you remembered this. I don't know if you've always known this or if you have like a recovered memory. For me, I just know that I was afraid of aliens when I didn't think I had any reason to be, right? So I didn't like watching alien movies. I didn't like watching scary movies. And so if you don't like something and you have real fear around it, there's a reason for it. You've either had a past life experience with that, or you've had an experience in this life that you've buried. Okay. So for what I would tell people is that if you have a recovered memory or you have a memory and you want to find out a little bit more about it, what I would suggest you do is do a little research, like read a book on people that have recovered their alien memories, or watch short videos on people that have recovered their alien memories. For me, that helped me uncover my memories more. You can always get a regression done, but I don't suggest it because once you learn it all, you can't go back. Okay. This is something you need to hear too.
Yeah.
Once you know it, you can't go back.
Right.
It's there.
Can't unknow it.
You can't unsee it. You can't unknow it. So for me personally, I got to a certain point in my recovered memories and I said, I'm good. I don't need to know anything more. I know enough. I'm comfortable with what I know. And if I need to know more, I'll seek out a regression or something else. Right. So it's up to you to find out where your comfort zone is. I hope that's helpful. What do you think, Alex?
It is helpful. I got Take a Deep Breath, Rosemary. But I got this I Ching card and I like it. It's called The Wanderer, Fire Above, Mountain Below. And, you're saying they were wandering up and down the hall. You had wanderers in your home. So that just to me tells me definitely that you did have this experience. And I was going to say, why don't you do a regression? But, now that Susan explained why maybe you shouldn't, I think I agree with you. We have to be prepared for what we might see, and you cannot go back. You can't. Yeah. It's not there's a new show on Apple TV called Severance where they can sever you. It's kind of a fun concept. You can't do that though in the real world. So,
tiptoe into it, tiptoe, because you can always stop a video. You can always put down a book. And then you can come back to it whenever. But if you do a regression, you're all the way. You jumped into the deep end, so that might be fine for you. But I just caution you to maybe try something else first.
Yep. So yes, Ellen says that Ukraine and Russia are agreeing to a meeting, but they already did that, and then he came in further to. So I don't trust him anything he says. Just like I don't trust his orange friend.
Exactly.
Because if he was president, this wouldn't have happened, because everything's always about him.
Exactly.
Okay. Annette Turcotte was married to a narcissist, you poor thing, for 30 years. Needless to say, awful. The only good thing was for your 2 sons. But 30 years ago, narcissist was not used. That's very true. Yeah. And so perhaps it's all my fault. Try not to lose your mind. I've been divorced for 12 years. Why does he still affect me when I hear the boys talk about him? His name can stop me in my tracks. Her name is Annette.
I'm sorry, Annette.
I know.
It's PTSD is
It
what
is
it is.
PTSD is what it is. Yeah.
He's still triggering you. Then there's still a part of you that's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
That there's still a part of you that is afraid he has control over you. So really what they're telling me is that I'm guessing that you've had some sort of therapy, but they're talking about even biofeedback. They're talking about some kind of therapy that you would use to sort of almost like get over a phobia, right? So biofeedback is, like you get the stimulus that scares you, and then you see how your body's reacting. So you can see your heart rate go up, you can see your breathing go faster, and then you're aware of it, so you can think about calming yourself down while getting the stimulus. Okay, so this would be important for you to do, because that means that part of your heart or the part of your soul is not free. It's still trapped in a prison. Oh, EMDR, great. All I'm doing is describing what the guides are telling me, so I don't have any idea what that means in real world.
Understood.
But yes, pay attention to that. And also, you're a little bit, and please don't think this is judgmental. I'm just telling you what they're showing me. You're a little bit afraid to let go of it. This part of you that's still bound up, because they're telling me, because that's the part that kept you safe. So if you respected his craziness and you paid attention to his moods, you would stay safe. So your body, your energy body is keeping that with you, because you feel like that you need it. You don't feel safe yet from him.
Yeah.
You just need some more work on that, dear.
Mm-hmm.
And love yourself through it. Love yourself through. None of this is your fault.
No, it isn't. I had a situation where I had a very controlling person. For me, it was always saying, I'm sorry. And I say it to everybody all the time. If I do I'm sorry. And it just comes out of my mouth, automatically. I get here the power of purpose. And I like this card. And look at the spiral. What I'm feeling when I look at the card and I look at the words is how long it takes to get around and around and around and to free yourself and be able to fly, so to speak. So, make it your purpose, maybe make it your intention. And that sounds really trite, and maybe it sounds too like spiritual woo-woo, but you got to love yourself and realize that you probably came here to work out something with this person.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of contracts. Yeah.
Is she connected to him in another life? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you two were. I know my ex and I, one of them, were. And I remember somebody in astrology doing my chart and telling me I paid a karmic debt with that, and it was over. And I thought, thank God I don't have to do this again, But yeah. And I know it's real.
You can get a reading with and he gets so busy. When he gets busy, he just stops answering emails. But AkashicAttunement.net, Robert at AkashicAttunement.net, because he can tell you what the deal is. I mean, he literally can tell you what the deal is between you and this guy.
Yeah.
But number 2, try a different kind of therapy. You said you're so sick of therapy. The guides that's why they didn't suggest normal therapy. They talked about biofeedback. They talked about try something different. You've been coming at this from this angle. Okay, so now it's time to go around and come at it from a different direction.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you went the therapy route, And now you can try maybe the spiritual release route. There's several people I know that said that they spent years and years in therapy and only realized something once they sort of took it to a different place, which was the spiritual. We certainly send you lots of love in that, and we hope that this will work out for you. Okay, Akashic Bob is opening up for more appointments in April. So if you want to meet with Bob, yeah, it's Bob Brunges. I can probably put
attunement.
Yeah, akashicattunement.com, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All one word. Yep. Good luck, dear. Good luck. All right. And everybody, I haven't had a chance to thank you for your donations. That's so very kind of you. That just really sweet. And so I wanted to shout out to all of you that have done that here today. Okay, Patricia Brown, do my guides and angels have any messages? She likes the show.
Patricia Brown. I immediately got a palette of colors when I heard your name. So you, they're talking about color therapy. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to be honest with you. But color therapy and some kind of thing with colors. Now, our good friend, Medium Kim, which is all one word, and she has a YouTube channel, and she's amazing. If you guys haven't checked her out, she does a color class that's pretty amazing. And it's all about the energy of colors and how to use color to heal yourself, how to use color. You know, we even talked the other day about this thing, and I just think this is brilliant. Like, I want to help people so much. I want to just tell everybody all these things. But she said, you know, think about a color. Like if you're going to buy something, or you're going to hire somebody, if you're going to hire somebody, what color comes to you when you think of them? Just, you got to do it quick, right off the top of your mind. What color is it? And then look the color meaning up. So you can use colors as a way to help you understand your world even. So for some reason, your guides are talking about colors. I think that you are, or you can be, a creative person in some ways in your life. Colors are very important to you. I'm seeing yellows and oranges. Orange is creative. I don't know. I don't remember what yellow is. It feels good. I'm not seeing any colors that I would be concerned about. One last thing, dear. So there's like a weight on your head, like this. Like maybe your life has been hard, or maybe you've had some setbacks, or maybe your childhood, but you're kind of like walking around like this, and they don't want you to walk around like this. They want you to walk around like this.
Put your head up.
In your power. They want you to be who you are, and really just stand in your own energy and know that you are a wonderful manifester, that you've got beautiful energy, that you're worthy. You know, that your self-esteem maybe has taken some hits. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you. What do you think, Allie?
Wow. I agree so much with a lot of what you've said. And of course, the other thing I want to mention is there's another gal that's on my Medium's show on Thursday nights. Her name is Thayer Hutchinson. And she does paintings and color stuff as well. And I can put her email in here. She's doing it right now free because she's practicing. So check it out. The only thing is she's now hitting the ski slope. So you'll have to wait maybe for an answer, which is why not, right?
Thayer.
I know, good for her is right.
Medium too, actually. Thayer is a good medium.
She is. She's very good. I get here great abundance, Patricia. And look at the yellow.
Oh my God, look at that. You can't make this stuff up.
Can't make it up. And of course, Larika too said in here, and that's true. It's the solar plexus.
Solar plexus.
Chakra. Yeah. And this is where, and it's also the guilt. It's the guilt that solar plexus is. I carry around yellow all the time because I carry guilt. And my husband has shame, which is the orange chakra. His mother used to say, shame on you, shame on you. So it's, it's that kind of thing so this helps to empower you. So work with the yellow. You may be having the same issues I am. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks, Stacy. All right. Wonderful. Good luck to you, Patricia.
Good luck, dear.
Yeah. I don't know if we did this on the Medium show or we did this last week, but this is very, Jill goes by the name Judy. Her beloved was named Carl. She wonders if he has a message to you. Maybe you don't even remember, so that's fine.
I don't remember,
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
Yes,
I know.
I'm connected to spirit. I don't have access.
I know you don't.
I feel like Carl, I don't know, Jill, if you're here or not, but let us know if you're here so that, because what I like to do is at least get something validated. And then once I'm validated, I'll just keep going. But what happens with mediumship is that I open the door to the other side and Carl might come in, but also somebody else that you know that's a male might come in. And so it gets a little bit complicated sometimes. But I believe Carl, I swear, I don't know why this is crazy, but he keeps talking about hamburgers. I don't know what that is about. But he's talking about a good burger or a good meal, eating. He just happens to show me hamburgers, but I don't know if that is it a metaphor for eating. And I feel like for him, enjoying life, that was kind of like eating was important to him to enjoy life. Perhaps something happened that he wasn't able to eat the way he wanted to. These are very quick mediumship. I mean, you get a 2-minute mediumship reading. It's very hard to bring people through that fast. They have to be fast. Like I can just be sitting here waiting. And if they're not fast, then the connection just doesn't work. So it also depends on the other person across the veil too, for this all to work. But so anyway, he sends us love. I'm seeing something gold. I'm seeing a jewelry. I feel like it's shiny. A shiny piece of jewelry. I feel like he's dangling it in front of me. It could be a necklace, but it seems like some piece of jewelry. It could be earrings. It seems like it's dangling.
Jill is here.
Okay, Jill. Does that make any sense about the burgers? What is it the man talking about? What a weird thing to even bring up right off the bat. Anyway, so he's talking about food in general. It could be that you like burgers, or it could be a joke between you. But anyway, so he's also talking about an animal, a pet. Thank you, Rosemary.
Yes, Rosemary, thank you.
Is any of this making sense to you at all, Jill? Just let me know, and I'll let Allie say what she's getting.
So I've got here that he said you need to have some heart healing, looks like. But look, doesn't that look like a necklace that's around her?
Oh, yeah, that's something shiny. Yeah, I'm seeing something shiny. I don't know what that is he's showing me.
Yeah.
Oh, the heart. Oh,
it is. It's healing of your heart here. And, I think that there is no timeline for grief. And we can only live with something. It doesn't mean that the grief has gone away. I'm getting the sense that he's maybe concerned a little bit, but that he says we're heart to heart always heart to heart. Yeah.
That's a beautiful message, Allie.
It is. Oh, she says she's a vegan. But maybe was he a vegan?
See, so that could be a joke. See, that he could be joking about eating burgers and he knows that you're a vegan. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. It doesn't have to be so literal. Did he have a sense of humor, right? So that would be him trying to lighten the mood of the grief, right? So that's what he's talking about. That's all I know. I don't know what the shiny thing is, the necklace, or there's something that he's got and it seems like it's dangling. I don't know what that is, but he sends his love. Allie's absolutely right here. He's heart to heart. Yes, dear. I know you're still grieving, dear.
I know.
He had a sense of humor. I believe he had a sense of humor. Maybe he used that to lighten
up your load. Yeah.
But in 2 minutes, I can't really pick up on his. I don't have a lot of time to sort of less than 2 minutes. So, but he sends us love, dear. He is with you all the time. He's sending you messages. He's doing funny things.
Yep. I feel the same way. I feel it's like he jumped right in. He knew you were coming,
Yes.
so to speak. Yeah.
Yes.
So, oh, take care. Juno says, hold the ring fingers. It harmonizes grief and sadness. That's in Juicing Jitsu. So that's very fascinating. So
Thank you, Juno.
yeah. All right, this is Joan, our wisdom seeker, Joan, and she's fabulous. She's also a very good medium. She wonders, will the Minneapolis Police Department and city government in general ever take action to protect people of color, especially Black men?
Decisive action. I mean, decisive action. I'm feeling like, I mean, if you want to ask about decisive action, I'm hearing no. Will they take steps? Yes. Will it be decisive action? I don't think so. But I do think that there are steps. Overall, I feel like in the next 3 years, there's going to be a gentle sea change of your authority, the leadership is going to be changing, and I think there's going to be a focus on children, on young children that may be at risk for taking the wrong road towards crime or whatever. I feel like there's going to be more resources put in that. I feel like there's going to be more community policing. I feel like there's going to be more community outreach with the police. I mean, it looks good to me, but right now it looks bleak. Like it's no. But as I kind of look down the road for Minneapolis, I feel like in between now and 3 years, you're going to see a sea change. It's going to be a really big change, but it's not going to happen like that. It's going to be sort of a slow process.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I get here perspective. I'm just getting the message that our whole world is just changing and evolving. And but we've got to, I think of the tower card. We've got to take everything down before we can build everything up.
Yep.
And so the fact that this beautiful angel who is pregnant with possibility is holding the globe tells me that we have good days ahead. We just have to hang in there. Really do. So.
Allie is so right, you guys. Stuff is going to have to be taken apart. We can't fix it.
Right.
Unless we take it all apart. And when you take something apart, it's kind of, it's
messy.
Feel, tense and stressful and unsure. And so that's what we have to go through to get there.
Yeah. They say that for everything. I mean, for any kind of a crisis that we have, if we don't take time to dismantle and then look at everything sort of in full view before we put it back together, then we're just going to end up repeating. So it has to be genuine. Yeah. Thank you, Joan, for the question. It's a good one. It really is. And we can hope that those things will definitely change. Hope so. Mary S. wonders about her guides. She's having some struggles financially. And so.
Yeah. When will this end? The picture they're showing me is when you put your arm all the way out and then there's something too heavy, right? You can't hold something heavy if your arm is all the way out here, but if your arm is here, you're pretty stable, right? But when you're out here, you're so there, I think that you're extended, right? Your finances, your whatever is extended out and it's unstable. I do see several things having happened, like a little bit like dominoes, like this affected that, which affected this. And their advice is, again, that everything is too far. You need to bring everything back in. Okay. What does that mean? Could that mean consolidating? If you have debts that are kind of out everywhere, what if you brought them all in and consolidated them together?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've done that yet. They're telling me you haven't done that, but I don't know. So consolidating your debts could really help you, especially before things get the interest rates and whatnot get a little bit higher. You need to kind of take action, okay? Because I've been seeing something I haven't been able to make sense of, but I think something's coming this summer that could be where debt gets harder or loans get harder to get
Mm-hmm.
than they are now. And that just a squeeze. I feel like a squeeze happens to us this summer, okay? And it really could be related to Russia and all of that mess. Who knows? It could be related to international banking. I don't know, or supplies, or not being able to get things, and then the prices continue to go up. So I think you should try to do something sooner rather than later. And I feel like they're telling you need to act on something. It's not that it's going to end on its own. I feel like you need to take action to try and address this in some new way. What do you get?
I get the word liaison, and I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I was reading it correctly. You can see there's some fertile ground below, but the explanation really here is that a coming together of disparate forces may not be what it seems. So what I get from that with when you have a liaison, you have somebody working in tandem with you, like between you and the bank. Maybe, I don't ever want to tell anybody to go bankrupt, but maybe you need a lawyer. Maybe that's what the liaison is. I don't know. I don't know what your situation is, and I certainly don't wish that upon anybody. Sometimes it is a solution, believe it or not, and it is a viable solution. But a liaison would be somebody that, or you could look at maybe it could be a bank. It could be like Susan said, getting a loan or getting consolidation. But yeah, you do need somebody to work with that's like a liaison between you and the problem, or you and the finances. That's what I feel.
Okay, it's not going to get fixed on its own. That's what both of us are getting. So take some action, and you'll have a better chance.
Yep. All right, Noreen, and thank you for your donation as well, Noreen. Any messages from me, from my guides? Noreen's over in the UK, I believe.
Oh, Noreen, good to see you, dear. I saw nature. Initially, I saw nature. I saw like a bit of a garden. And then I saw the coast. I saw water on a coast. And it doesn't look like tropical water. It looks like the coast of a coast, like it just doesn't look like a beach. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not seeing a beach. What are you trying to say about that? Are you going to take a trip? You should take a trip. You need time off. They're telling me you need time off, Noreen. And this is not just time off from work, but time off from your own concerns and worries. And you're worrying about a lot of things that you can't control. Oh, you live near the sea. Okay, Noreen. Do you go to the ocean for energy, for
enjoyment,
solitude, or I don't know. So what they were just saying is, I feel like you worry quite a bit on the inside. And so they're wanting, and I feel like you're a thinker. I feel like you think quite a bit. So they're showing me that you need solitude, that you need to kind of go somewhere where you can have some downtime. You are hatching something, are you not? I feel like you've got something that it's on my back, and maybe it's wings. So I feel like a ladybug. Like my wings are concealed, nobody knows it, but I got wings. You know how ladybugs don't look like they have wings, and then all of it they're flying. You're like, what is happening?
I know.
So I feel like something is happening, right? You're in the middle of transformation as well, from one thing to something new, and you are I want to say, a very pragmatic person. I mean, I think you're creative and all those things, but I think you're also very practical. And so your practical self is having a hard time with the transformation. So they want you to go to nature and just get away from everything so that you can kind of have some room. Yeah, like a spiritual awakening. Yes. Like a
well,
spiritual awakening.
I got you going to the woods here, Noreen. Look at this. A merry motive. They want you to go out there in the woods. Look at all the sunlight. I love this card. And there's the person, just all the energy is there all around you.
Yeah.
And above you as well. Yeah, I would say take a trip to the woods, or, you know, what's really cool is like finding an Airbnb that's a cabin somewhere where nobody else is, that has, you know, trees and things around it. Maybe you just need a little bit more of that nature energy than the water energy to balance you out. So, yeah.
And if you can't go alone, because solitude's important here. So you can always do a thing like where you get whoever's with you, family, spouse, and say, okay, I'm going to go a few days early to get ready. You know what I mean? There's always a way to carve out a little bit of time for yourself, either in the beginning or the end. You guys go, I'm going to clean this place up. I'll be there in another day or two, right? Or something like that. They want you to be by yourself a little bit.
Yep. Good. Take time. We all need to take time. The downtime we need.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Noreen. I hope that was helpful.
Yes, Noreen. I hope so too. Yep. All right. Here we go. Oh, thank you, Plucky Heroine. I love the name. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right. This is Amy Seekle or Sika, I guess. I'm sorry. I was on my cell phone looking at news articles and suddenly heard voices. I thought it was coming from my clock radio, but it was off. What did I hear? Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, you heard the other side. You had, you know, your frequency. I often describe it like this: if you're of a certain age and you use a radio, you know, when we're driving in our car and our radio, all of a sudden the song changes to some other station. Well, you've temporarily connected to a frequency that's not the one you thought you were connected to. This is what happened to you. So when we're having our spiritual awakening, sadly, you don't get a notice in the mail. You don't have any notice saying these things may be happening. And doctors don't know this stuff. So what happens is you experience it in some of these ways. Like you might see a shadow. You might hear your name called. You might hear voices. You might have a premonition in a dream or a visitation in a dream. You may see something. So this is how a lot of times our spiritual journeys and our awakenings start happening. And for you, this is one of the ways that it's happening. So in this case, you are clairaudient, which means that you hear, you have spiritual hearing. Let's put it that way. It doesn't mean that all your messages are going to come that way. It just means that this message linked up at just the right time.
It did.
And you got it. Now, does it mean anything? Maybe not. You could have heard something. You could have overheard a different frequency. When I was going to bed for at least 3 years, as I was starting to go to sleep, I could hear a radio playing that I always thought it was in my bathroom. And I would get up and go look in my bathroom, and there's nothing there. There's no radio in the bathroom anyway. Wow. But I knew it was coming from there. And so after a while, it just got to be this thing that I enjoyed, that it was comforting. Because it was sort of classical music. So sometimes I could see the people dancing. So it wasn't a message other than I was just connected to that frequency at that time. The message is you're having a spiritual awakening. That's the message.
Yeah. And that reminds me of my alarm clock that had a battery in it, and kept going off at 3 a.m., which is between the veil. And finally I said, I can't, it was my brother playing with me because he was laughing his ass off. And I took out the battery and I said, there, and it went off anyway at 3 o'clock the next day. So, I'm like, okay, I get it. He really wanted me to get the message. I got here productivity. They want you, you know, they're saying your productivity is valuable to them, and maybe you're becoming more and more astute and aware. And, you know, look at the beautiful mandala that's there, and just the gorgeous, beautiful women that are, yeah, I think it's part of that. So I'm glad you heard it.
I'm glad you did too.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you asked the question, because a lot of people hear it and just think, well, I'm going crazy. Right?
Yeah, we do. We do.
So it's great that you came here, and
all
those people in the chat are your people. We are your people.
We are your people. Yep. All right. Teresa Castruni, can you let me know if Spirit has any advice for her? Thank you. These are some new people that I've not seen before.
I know, of course, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Teresa. I don't know if you're in chat or not, but I'm picking up something from a child, from one of your children, or it's a niece or a nephew. It feels like like a woman, like a girl energy. What do they need? What do you need to know about that? Just that there's energy around that child. This could also be a grandchild, actually. It's this child has abilities, and it's going to need help. It's going to need understanding. Somebody's going to have to. It would be nice if somebody helped this child, was a support for the child. But anyway, other than that, I don't know. There's a lot going on here that I can't all make out at one time. But I feel like you've got a grandmother coming in. I mean, I feel like you've got a lot of just a lot of going on around you. But so I think I would just leave it with, if there's a child in your life that you feel like may have abilities, this is somebody that you're supposed to be mentoring. Okay, not necessarily with the abilities, but just you'll be close to them. You'll be a confidant, maybe. You're not supposed to teach them or show them anything per se, but you're just supposed to support them. What do you think, Sally?
I got a really cool card. I got here the Uncharted Sea.
Ah, nice.
And there you are with the pelican there at the end, and you're just kind of riding out the waves. I don't see this as a turbulent sea. And the sea is our emotions. It's how we deal with the things in our lives. And this is saying you don't have anything predictable right now. It's uncharted. In other words, these waters have not been, used before, so to speak. And so I take that as a really good card.
I think it has something to do with her and her spiritual awakening.
I agree. Yep. Digging deep down, because that's where you find out the information. It's right within you, in your emotional
love yourself through it.
Yeah. I am going to save some of these questions for next week, because it's very big. All right. So let me get all right. This is kind of a long one. Hold on. I think it's four of things here. Let's see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. Sorry. Peony and roses. I'm wondering if everyone learns how to tap into our spirit guides and tap into the energy of someone alive, like some have done on the former guy, if they're able to see or feel what he's feeling or thinking, and what is going to happen in the future when we all will be able to tap into each other's energy. I guess it's like how in the future we're not going to have to use our mouths. We just will telepathy. Yeah. Letting us, that won't lead to everyone knowing what then is going to happen in the future when we all be able to tap into another person's energy. I think that's a very scary prospect, because people they can't change their mind, and they could be very hateful, you know. She says, won't we lose all our privacy?
So that's such an interesting question, because that's kind of what ascension is about. So there's other realms where you're an energy ball and you meet another energy ball, and you know what they're thinking and they know what you're thinking. And so there's no betrayal, there's no stealing, there's no theft, there's no hate, crime, violence.
Keith.
But it's boring, right? It's boring. If your soul never has any way to be challenged, then you don't grow. And that's how, folks, we ended up here, because we said we want to challenge our soul, we want to grow. So we're going to come down here, we're going to forget that we had any of those abilities, and then we're going to see how we do, right? So I do think that humankind is moving back towards that. That is, she's right. We are moving back towards those things. And my guides have often told me that if we didn't have a cell phone, that we would be closer to using telepathy. Because we would naturally want to use it. We'd have a reason to try to use it, but now we don't need to, because we're addicted to this, and this is what we use to communicate. But yes, I do think humans are going that direction. I don't think it's anything fast, but it's so important, because as what we're supposed to be doing is coming together as one, right? That's the whole point of this whole Russia thing and everything, and COVID and everything. We're all together in this together. It's not, I'm over here better than you, or you're over there more rich than me. It's really supposed to be, we're all human and we're all coming together. So as that happens in the next decade, we're going to work on our discernment. What they want to talk about is that, so the veil between the worlds is thinning. There's literally was a veil that kept them over there and us over here. Well, that veil is thinning. It's like the fence between you and your neighbor's yard has fallen over, and now their big dog can come visit you anytime it wants, right? Well, the big dog could represent your uncle, your mom on the other side, but it could also represent some other energy, or intelligent or non-intelligent, whatever energy. So as these entities come over to our 3D land, all of us are going to have way more experiences, especially all of us, because we already have these abilities. And now we're going to, just like the comment we just had, the question we just had, now we're going to be able to connect so much easier. So what are we going to need? Discernment. We're going to need to be able to figure out, is this trustable? Can I trust this energy? Is this energy white light or not? So if we had more telepathy, we would know, because we'd be able to use our internal whatever energy to see what that energy was about. So this is actually needed. We're going to need this, to be honest with you. What do you think, Allie?
Wow.
Scary?
Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of, what is it that there's been several science fiction movies that bring out these ideas. But one of the things that a lot of people are not, it isn't that you're not aware of it, but it isn't something you're talking about all the time, is the concept of othering. And people other, people other all the time. Like, oh, well, your people do this, or you people in the South are all this, or and it's all us against them, us against them, us against them. And until we are no more us against them, and that change has to come from here and here, of course. And it's got to be obviously discerned, but it's also got to be, it's a job, it's work. It isn't easy. But it's very valuable and very important work, and it needs to be done. I get here time, and to me, that's a perfect one for this. Look at, she's got a baby. They got a baby. They got a young goddess on here. They got animals on here. But the time will come. The time will come when we will all realize, at least most of us will, that, I am you. You are me. We are connected. And there's no othering that's available to us anymore. So
And
thank you.
I want to add something to that.
Yep.
Because this was really a two-part thing, and they're reminding me of something. Because I at when I first read it, I wanted to say this because this is super important, and it addresses what you're talking about, Allie, to a point. Okay, so the part of the question she's talking about is almost like remote viewing. So remote viewing is when you can basically take your consciousness and fly it over to another state or country and have a visual of what's going on. The remote viewing is real. It's been used for the CIA. It's been used by every government. It's continuing to be used right now. So also, if you're psychic, you can sort of, what you do as a psychic person is you look at, I could tune my psychic abilities into Allie, and I could say, oh, Allie appears to me to be this kind of person, and she appears to me to have this or do that. Now, where the boundary is that you guys are talking about is ethical. And this is really important because if Allie doesn't have a good boundary herself, then I could just walk right into Allie's energy and tell you a lot about Allie. I could tell you what she was thinking. I could tell you what she had for breakfast. I could tell you what her relationship is like, what she's doing at work, and she would never know. So we all need to have better boundaries.
We do. And we need to
our lives.
Right.
Not only just our physical lives, but our spiritual lives. And if you don't have a physical boundary, you're not going to have a spiritual boundary.
Right.
So if you're the kind of person that has problems with boundaries, you're going to also have more problems with dark energies, more problems with hooligan energies, trickster energies, because they're just going to march right in and jack with you.
Yeah, they will.
So we really need to have boundaries. And then also, if you do this kind of work, you need to be ethical.
True.
And you need to stop. Right. Like I look at the outside of somebody's energy. I don't go inside. I just look at the outside. Okay. I hope that makes sense.
It does. And that's very, very important to say because we don't want to invade someone else's energy. If you're doing remote viewing and you're not doing it ethically, you're basically stealing. You're almost like a psychic thief in a lot of ways. And so you got to be very careful with people who do this kind of work as well, and cover your boundaries with protection so that you don't get somebody sticking their nose in where they don't have to. And we don't even know it sometimes. We just think, oh, I'm probably okay. We don't know, but we get this feeling, and it's not a good feeling. So yeah. I have one more for today, and I have two that I'll add to next week because we got to go. All right. Yep. This is Baka Bass, and she's on a senior income and needs $600 or more a month to offset budget changes over the last 2 years. She's aware of the law of attraction. She wonders if we can assist her in hearing direction from her guides. That's the end of it.
It's not, what they're telling me is not so much, let me see. Okay, it's a two-part thing right now. Okay, so you're aware of the law of attraction, but I want to give you a little bit of a heads up about the law of attraction. I want you to do whatever you're doing, and maybe you're doing a lot of this, but I want you to add emotion. So what we need to do with the law of attraction is not ask for things. We want to envision ourselves experiencing, $1,200 a month. How am I going to feel when my bank account has $1,200 in it? And then feel that in your body. Emotion is lights the fuse for the wick for your, manifestation. It's interesting because we're talking about telepathy. This is very much like telepathy. Extroverts are good at manifesting things because they send out their rockets of desire. Nobody has any question, what they want. They make it known. Introverts are receivers. So we tend to receive. And so if you're an introvert, you need to kind of change your energy a little bit when you're trying to manifest to become an extrovert. So you can listen to a really happy, exciting, peppy song, and then send your image out and imagine it in your body. If you can feel it in your body, then you know the universe has gotten it. Okay. So that's part one. Part two is this is a really hard thing to do. I know I talk to my guides all the time, but I still miss things all the time because when it's emotional, or sometimes my brain is thinking too much, I just miss it. Like for instance, what did I miss yesterday? I missed something yesterday. I knew it just went by too fast. And by the time I caught what they told me to do, I had already, I know what it is. I was invited to this party, and I kind of was on the fence about going, but I wanted to get something in case. So I went and got this. It's a Mardi Gras party. And down here we have king cakes, and you put a king in the cake, and it's a long story. I went and got a king cake. And what they told me was, don't, just take the cake and go home. Don't tell them yet that you have the cake. But for some reason, I texted him and said I had the cake. Well, I'm on the hook now. I got to go to the party because I got the freaking cake. But if I'd have listened to them, I would have gone home with the cake and then thought, I'll just wait, because it ended up being cold and rainy, and it just wasn't a good thing,
ideal.
Right? But I had to go because I text. So if your brain is thinking too much, you're not going to get the message.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to slow down our thinking. If you want to get messages specifically from your guides about this financial stuff, then I would advise you to do a 5-minute meditation. You can do a guided meditation on anything. Self-love is a good one. And then just get in the habit of doing that. And then tell your guides that you're giving them permission to bring a new guide in to help you with your finances. Okay. And then number 3, once you prepare the bed to plant the plants, you're not going to put your plant in rock hard soil. You've got to prepare it. The meditation is preparing. Then you say, I'm ready to receive this information. Then relax about it. And then you will start seeing, you'll just start noticing people saying to you interesting things like, hey, I know you do this. Could I pay you a couple of $100 to help me with this? Could I pay you a couple of $100 to put my stuff in your garage? Could I pay you a couple of $100 for this or that? Or you just get a check in the mail. It can come in any way. It does. But we have to be open to the guidance. If somebody keeps, like, I keep seeing this ad for this thing, and I'm like, for Christ's sake, stop the ad. What stopped? Today it came back. And I know what it is, because they're trying to get me to do something. And the ad is to help me do the thing. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't agree with that ad. I think it's stupid. I'm not going to do it. So I made them stop. They took the ad away, and I was like, okay. And then this morning, boom, right just now. I'm like, fine. I clicked on the ad. I'm going to watch the video. I'm going to see what I can learn. But you see how we don't work with them. It won't let you go. Right. So this is important for you, Becca, because what happens is that we have limited thinking. You might be thinking, well, there's just no way I can make extra money. I mean, people say that to me all the time in readings. And then I tell them, the spirit tells them 3 ways they can make extra money. Sure. There are ways, there are things, but it's not in how you've been thinking about them. So it's going to probably come from some other direction. And that's why meditation opens up our mind to receive that. Hopefully that makes sense.
That's awesome. I love that, because I needed to hear that. And so did other people in here, because it's so important. And I got the card, perfect harmony. Once you're in perfect harmony, everything will be fine. And if your thoughts and your beliefs are different from what you want, like you said, I could never do that or whatever, then you're not ever going to get it. And you also have to say, now because you can't say, well, I'd like to have that in 2 weeks or a month or even someday. Someday never comes. You've got to do the right kind of manifesting in order for that to happen. I
And
love
just
it.
be
They do.
open to it.
They keep showing you stuff like that until you listen, and boy, it gets annoying. So I understand completely.
True. So look in your life, you know, another thing you guys could do is keep a journal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you go back through your journal and you start noticing that something keeps coming up over and over again, then hello, that's a sign. And all of a sudden it might make, oh, that's what they're trying to say. That's what they're trying to get me to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
They
Marsha
won't go
Green
away.
says,
They'll keep
if
coming back to you. And you can ask for new guides. I call them helper guides.
okay. Oh, you can ask for new ones. Can you fire an old one?
You can ask, yeah, I mean, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They'll go away.
Uh-huh.
They don't get their feelings hurt usually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you know, they just go away. They'll give you a break. They give you a break.
Give you a break.
You're not
Until
ready.
you see
If
the
you're
light.
not ready, they're not going to waste their time.
That's
See,
true.
this is what happens, right? But if
Yeah.
you start acting on the guidance, taking steps, then they'll guide you more. If you stop, they'll kind of step back.
Off. Yeah. Back off, buckaroo. That's right.
That's what I told them.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful questions today. And we got to go. We're over time here, but we'll see you next week. Please come by and see us on our last show together. We love you all. We think you're wonderful, and God bless you. And thank you, Susan, as always.
Thank you, Allie. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.